I don't know how it's working, but something's working.
Brilliant. Oh yeah, this meeting is being live streamed.
I don't know how it's working, but something's working.
Brilliant. Oh yeah, this meeting is being live streamed.
Okay, here we are, mates. Yeah, we've got to stop talking. I don't know how it's working, but something's working.
Oh yeah, this meeting is being live streamed.
Okay, here we are, mates. Yeah, we've got to stop talking. I don't know how it's working, but something's working. God.
Oh yeah, this meeting is being live streamed.
Okay, here we are, mates. Yeah, we've got to stop talking. I don't know how it's working, but something's working. God.
Oh yeah, this meeting is being live streamed.
Okay, here we are, mates. Yeah, we've got to stop talking. I don't know how it's working. What do I do? Like it's in a loop now. What do I do? Like it's in a loop now. What do I do? Like it's in a loop now. What do I do? It doesn't look like it's gone to YouTube though.
It has, it's gone by itself.
Like it's in a
I've
loop.
just shared a new link.
Okay. What do I do? It doesn't look like it's gone to YouTube though.
It has, it's gone by itself.
Like it's in a
I've
loop.
just shared a new link.
I still don't remember what I used to do to make this work. It doesn't look like it's gone to YouTube though.
It has, it's gone by itself.
Like it's in a
I've
loop.
just shared a new link.
I still don't remember what I used to do to make this work. It doesn't look like it's gone to YouTube though.
It has. I think you need to mute Zoom. Go into
I'm so sorry, everybody. We are here now. I'm hoping that this is going to work. I'm so sorry, everybody. We are here now. I'm hoping that this is going to work. I'm so sorry, everybody. We are here now. I'm hoping that this is. I'm so sorry, everybody. We are here now. I'm hoping that this is. I'm so sorry, everybody. We are here now. I'm hoping that this is. I'm so sorry, everybody. We are here now. I'm hoping. All right. I think I've got that sorted now. Wow. This is where you fail your way to success, everybody. What I'm teaching you this week, we are doing too. Don't you worry. Now, can I see that? I have not got this link. However, if I just go to this YouTube. Right. I think we're working. Can you hear me, Maggie? I can't hear you, so you need to tell me.
I can.
Can you hear me through YouTube?
Yes, can hear you.
Okay, rightio. Let's get started. I'm so sorry we're a bit late. That was excruciating. Anyhow, we're here now.
You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers, free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. Takes guts. Takes goals. But you know something? You're sitting there watching this, and you're thinking, why can't anyone change this? I always say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the aesthetics tell you, but listen to some of your peers. Now, all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now. Yep, you can see it, you can do it. The beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your step. Set so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind wakened the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dead, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did. I hope you enjoyed this video. We put a lot of good information up.
Woo! We're here. I'm here. Surprisingly or not. Now, I want you to think about that. I had to talk myself into all of that. 20 minutes of trying one thing and it not working, trying the next thing not working, trying the next thing and not working. Oh my goodness. And I've got in my head, put your little ego into your little pocket, Polly, and just keep going. Do not give up. This is what we have to do. This is how we get to where we want to go. No matter what is going on around you, no matter what the evidence of your senses is saying, the whole time you're talking to yourself, we've got to get this going. We will get this going. This is all going to work out. People will be okay. There's a recording so they can watch it a bit later on. Blah, 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 blah. Like everything that's going on in my head. What are people going to be thinking? Oh my God, what are they going to have to say about this? Oh, like all of this is going on. I just had to keep shutting it down. Just stop. Just be quiet. We're getting through this. with Mags. Let's try the next thing. Now, I think Maggie created that because she said last training, Polly, sometimes we're like the Punch and Judy show. And that's exactly what I felt like today. I felt like it was very unorganized, which is not us. I want you to know that it is not us. However, there is always going to be some challenge. There is always going to be something that you have to move through, some obstacle that you have to climb over, dig your way under, around, something to get to what you want, which is on the other side of it. If there is no growth involved, if there is nothing that you have to, and I want you to think about this, you can always see what your paradigm is. You can always see the conditions in there. It's how you react. It's how your reaction, like how you react to certain things. Now, if this was me a few years back, I said, forget it. We're not going to do it. We'll do it another way. Like we'll just give up. This is just way too hard. And I know there's probably a few of you that would have thought the same thing. We don't give up. And no matter how stupid you may look, and no matter how frustrating it could be, you're allowed to feel it. You're allowed to get a little bit angry, because when you get angry, it actually shows you what your expectations are. So I was dropping a few F-bombs. I'm sure you can read my lips on some of them. And I'm like, how did we do this last time? There has got to be memory in there. And this shows me that we have to practice this a bit more. Because when we practice something, and we practice it perfectly. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be perfect to get things done, but your memory will take the very beginning. So it can, like if today is a really great day by the end of the day, and I've had some really good things happen in my life, my mind, my brain will go to the very beginning of the emotional upheaval. So it will go to the beginning of starting this live stream, and it will compact that in. So then I will have this expectation. It will be part of my paradigm that I've got to go through crap first before I get to the good thing. Now, I'm sure that a lot of you have already got that. And I've had that. And probably it's still a little bit in there. So what you have to do is cut that memory, change the memory. And the memory will be that from the moment I went live, the day got better. Not the crap that went and it created the amazingness of my day. So I want you to really think about that. Like you've got to give your brain orders, otherwise it will compress things down and make you think that you've got to go through so much hardship before you can have the good. And I think that's like, you know, there's that saying, 3 steps forward, 5 steps back, blah, blah, blah. Like there's already out there. It's because of how our brain compresses a memory down and then gets us to think in those lines again. Now, today I'm going to be interviewing somebody that I have known for quite a while and has become one of my truly great friends. But before I do, I want to read you something that has always stuck in my head. Now, if you've been in my group for a little bit, and just put this down a bit, oh, sugar. If you've been in my group a bit, you may have seen that we've put this up a time or two with a graphic that goes with it. This has always stuck in my head. And whenever I find myself doing the same thing and getting the same results, this is what my mind goes back to. So it's an autobiography in 5 short chapters, and it was written by Portia Nelson. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I'm lost. I'm helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in this same place. But it isn't my fault. It still takes me a long time to get out. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. I walk down another street. Now, this is what having do-overs is all about. This is it completely. Some days you notice at like the next day sometimes, or when you're in the thick of it and you're like, oh, I'm here again. At some point, you will change and things will get better. As long as, though, you're doing the work on yourself, because it's a you game. It's not anybody else's. So, first of all, I want you to think about these two words: committed or interested. Are you committed to the goal that you wrote down on Monday, or just merely interested? Oh, it could be a good thing. Yeah, it sounds nice. Yeah, okay. And just ready to let it go? Or are you committed? Are you committed to changing who you are? To changing how you respond and react to certain things, to changing how you think so that your life can change? Because that is what has to happen. The change has to be within, so without. It has to start with you. You are 100% responsible for your life. If you do not change, not much in your life will. Now, I'm bringing in, some of you know this lady, some of you have just had interactions with her because she's helped you behind the scenes. I am bringing in my PA, my great friend, Maggie Jones, to tell you a bit about her journey and how it has changed because of this work that we do, and maybe some of the fun we've had along the way, like just now. Anyhow, it's always a fun and game life when you're growing, and it's always sometimes messy in the middle. It's clean in the beginning, clean in the end, and messy in the middle. It's like cleaning out a pantry. So Mags, come on in, unmute yourself, come on in and say hello, and let's tell some people some of our story together, or your story actually.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Thank you. Oh, what a fun thing.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Mags. Let's do this. Let's talk about whereabouts, like what was life like before you came to either, I don't know, I don't remember what it was. Was it there a challenge that we did back in those days? Yeah, it would have been a 5-day challenge or something.
Yep.
So there was a challenge back then. What was life like before you came to the challenge, and what made you come to the challenge?
Okay, so life for me, 6 years ago now, give or take. Look, I'll talk about my personal and professional, because that's how we sort of split down. My personal, I was frustrated, angry, and upset as a person and a mother. I was solo parenting, which I still do, because my husband works away. And based on the way I had grown up as a kid, and look, my parents did the best they had with what they could at the time. I was a reactive parent. I yelled a lot. I disciplined quite severely. I was always angry about what was happening to me and all the things going on around me. And I just didn't like it. And at the time I had a little fella, my youngest of 3 was 4 or 5 years old. And he was reacting exactly like me. He was being angry, he was hitting, he was screaming, he was yelling. And I'd sort of started to get a little bit of awareness of it, but I didn't think anything of it because that's how my parents taught me and I taught my kids. Then on the flip side of that, in a business space, in my work life, I had noted at the time I was working as a cook in the childcare centre. Now I felt unfulfilled. I was bored. And I'd noticed a pattern. I'd noticed a pattern that every sort of 7 to 10, or even longer, because my last job prior to that was 16 years, I had to change. Now, in the job that was 16 years, I changed positions within the company regularly. But I was constantly changing. I couldn't find anything that felt right. I was getting bored very easily. And every time I changed, it was a huge change. Like I went from insurance to a cook in a childcare center, you know, and things like that. But I was always bored. Like I would thrive in the new environment and learn everything about the job and absolutely love it and whatever. As soon as though it became Groundhog Day, I was like, oh, this doesn't feel good. I don't like this. And so that's what I felt like in both my business and my personal life. Groundhog Day, like it was just same stuff, different day. And I was just like, my head was going around and it was just boring.
So what were you sick of, do you think?
I think what I was sick of was not having the life I wanted. Like I didn't want to be the mum that yelled. I didn't want to have no relationship with my kids except yelling. Like I didn't want to feel unfulfilled in both my being a mother and a person and an individual and also my work. So there was nowhere to go. I felt like there was more. Had no idea what it was, had no idea how to get it. I just knew that this could not possibly be life. Like it was crap. Like there's just no way around it. It was not enjoyable in the least.
Yep. And so then let's fast forward to I've got notes here. What's changed? So what's different? What has changed and what have you achieved?
Cool. So I did an online event with you. I started working with you, and look, to say I need a telescope, and that's you're saying, a telescope to look back at where I've come, it's mind-blowing. So from a personal perspective, within sort of the first month, if that, I was able to really understand how and why I was the person I was and exactly what I needed to do to change, because it all comes from me. Like, yes, the life happens outside of you and whatever. But when I started changing and being aware of who I was and who I wanted to be, the flow and effects were amazing. Like my little boy doesn't scream and yell and rant and rave. I don't scream and yell and rant and rave. Very rarely. Like this work is never done. It's an ongoing thing. Now I'm very responsive. I'm very calm. You know, there's very little that the kids can throw at me now that's really going to send me, you know, into a reaction space. I'm very responsive now, very calm. And that was my primary goal. That was my number one first goal, was to take charge of who I was and really define who I was as a person and a mother and become that person. And look, it takes work. You have to be in it and doing it for yourself. No one else will do this for you. And then my business stuff, my work stuff, my job, that's a complete 360 to what it was before. And I would never have picked that I would be doing now what I am compared to what I was doing.
I want you to just talk about like what sort of life you have now with your kids and how that had to change, or like how the work had to change so that it could accommodate all of that.
Yeah. So I have 3 kids. One plays in elite level hockey, one's not far behind, and one has aspirations for it. On top of that, I obviously need to make an income. I have a household to run, and, you know, in a week, we may be traveling 7 days in that week to hockey, along with obviously me fulfilling my needs of the gym and working and the household. So I knew that whatever career, whatever job, whatever position I was going to hold as my business, it had to be flexible. 100% had to be flexible. I needed to be able to, because with my kids with their sport, I might have 6, 7, 8 trips a year that I have to take away from the home. Now, you do the math. If I have to take a week off for all of those, there's not a job that can accommodate my annual leave. And I'm not about to not be paid. Let's be real. Like, you know, I want to be in the circle of life when it comes to the money. So I felt that whatever I did had to be super, super flexible, and it had to work for me and my family, and because my family was number one. And so I created a business.
And how is that business going, Maggie?
That business is flourishing. Look, it was a little bit of a slow start, and that was just due to my own holding myself back and my own limiting beliefs. However, when I've got someone amazing like you, coaching me and holding my hand along the sidelines, it was scary as anything. However, I still did it. I still took one step in front of the other, and I still pushed forward because I knew that this was the answer for me to get balance in my family and my work life. And it is phenomenal. Like, I have gone to Perth, I've gone to Newcastle, I've gone to Townsville, Rockhampton, Toowoomba, all these places with my kids, and I've taken my work with me, and it has been super flexible, and I've been able to see my kids thrive. Oh, this is emotional. See my kids thrive in something that they love doing, and I don't have to worry about not being paid. I don't have to worry about my boss getting upset with me because it's me. And I love me, and I love what I'm doing, and my clients are phenomenal. I just adore them. And we all work together, and it works. And it works because I want it to work, and this is the way I designed it.
I've got two things that I can remember. One was back in the beginning was a wedding that you were afraid to go to.
Yeah.
Or maybe not afraid is the right word. Tell us about that.
So I've got, like most people, extended family. I've got two half sisters, and one of them I'm very close with, well, was in the past I was very close with, and one I wasn't. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that feeling of not being close to her, because I love my family and I want to get on with everyone. And one of my nieces had a wedding. So I was like, okay, so I'd had a falling out with this particular sister previously. And I was like, I don't want that to define us. I don't want that. So what is it in me that is causing me to have this issue with her? And it's just a story that had been made up in my head. You know, like I was choosing to believe it for whatever reason. And so I decided not to believe it anymore. And I decided to open myself up to see the person that she is for who I want her to be and who I wanted to be. And it took a lot of work, and I did a lot of writing, and I put a lot of love into our relationship without even seeing her. And I remember going away for the weekend up to the Sunshine Coast and seeing everyone. It was as if anything in the past didn't exist. It was the strangest feeling I have ever had. What I wrote was literally unfolding in front of my eyes. And we've had a great relationship ever since then. And look, it's not as good as my other sister, and that's okay. I just didn't want it to be what it was before, and it's not. And it will never be, because I wrote it and it changed and it happened. And both of us, I believe, have accepted that it is in a better place now. But look, before this work, that relationship was gone. It was done for. I would never have retrieved it because of my own getting in my own way.
Well, and I think not knowing that it is so easy to change your reality.
Oh, 100%. Like that's and I know you probably ask me this later, but the biggest thing I will say to anyone when it comes to wanting change and wanting to be a different and better person, because you can always be better, like always, is knowing when to look for someone to help you and when it's okay to. And it's about accepting help and knowing that by wanting more and wanting to be better, sometimes you just don't have the tools that you're aware of. So finding someone to help you with that and provide you with the tools. And like, it was a game changer to me. Like I'm so thankful to you and to me for saying yes to you, to be able to live the life I do now. Like it's amazing.
The other thing that I remember is that because of your lifestyle with the kids and hockey, you were sick of going to hotel rooms and staying in like accommodation that goes with hockey and stuff. So one of your first goals Was what?
So I wanted, or my husband and I, because everything we do together, we wanted a caravan. Now, at the time, you know, I'd be lucky to have $500, $800 in the bank. And we had a camper trailer, which is fine, but it's not great. Like, it takes a long time to set up. So we decided that to make a lot of these hockey trips easier and just life in general, because we love camping, we wanted to get a caravan. Now, when we were talking about this, it was just after COVID. And I'm not sure if any of you guys are aware, but straight after COVID, people decided that caravans was the new thing. And not only were the prices supposedly going to hit the roof, so was accessibility to buy one. And I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, all these people are saying 6 to 12 months to get your hands on a new caravan. My husband and I decided we wanted to get new, so then we didn't inherit anyone else's problems. Again, that's a belief I'll never believe again. But, you know, we're talking about a $50,000 to $60,000 caravan. That was our budget, with $500 in the bank. Already had a car loan and a house loan. We're like, how the heck are we going to do this? And I looked at him and went, doesn't matter how, because we want it. So let's make the decision that we want a caravan and let's go have a look. So we went to the Brisbane Caravan and Camping Expo. Now, caravans are like cars. There's a bazillion of them and you have no idea what you want until you see it. So it's like, let's go have a look. We're just having a look. That's it. I'm telling the universe I'm committed by turning up and looking. So by the end of the day, we were sitting in a Jayco salesman's chair, signing a contract on a caravan. Now, never in my wildest dreams, one, did I think I would be signing a contract that day? Two, did I believe that the sale of the exact van we wanted would have fallen through for someone else, which opened the door to me to get a caravan within 4 months. 4 months of signing that contract. Like, that was just mind-blowing. And I was absolutely petrified because I had to come up with $4,500 within 7 days. And I had $500 in the bank. Like, what? My husband was sitting there looking at me going, are you sure you want to do this? Like, we're bound by this. If you sign that contract, we've got to find $4,500 in 7 days. I said, yep, no, we'll fine. We'll be fine. He's like looking at me and I'm like, no, we'll be fine. So luckily I had an amazing loan guy who sorted the loan. So I knew that would never be an issue. But $4,500 in 7 days, like, at the time I was lucky to earn $1,000 a week. So even if I used all our pay, that wasn't $4,500 in a week. So anyway, 2 days prior to the money being due, $4,300 and something appears in my bank account. I'm like, yes. And I'm on the phone to my husband going, do you know anything about this? And he's like, no. I'm like, it says IAG. He's like, huh? I'm like, that's my old work, like 2 employers ago. Sure enough, I'd received a letter saying that they'd mispaid us for years, and because I'd worked for them for 16 years, that was my back pay. What is this sorcery? Like, the universe delivered.
Yep. And like I say, fuck the how. There is no way that you can come up with some of the stories, hey, of how to turn up.
To be fair, there was still a part of my brain that whole 7 days in the lead up to owing that money going, nah, it's not coming. It's not coming. And I just had, like you this morning, I just had to go, no, I've made a decision. The caravan is mine. It's coming. But where is it? I don't care where it is. The money's coming. The money's coming. Stop. Right. The money's coming.
Wherever it is right now, it will turn up. And that's the absolute faith part, hey?
Yeah. Yeah. And look, there's times where absolute faith is, and I don't like the word challenging, I use the word interesting. It is interesting because your paradigm just keeps going, but, it's like, no, I've decided this is my decision. The universe works with me. It's plentiful. It wants to give me everything I want. It's coming. It's here. I've made the decision. It's a lot of noise though.
Well, that's where the interested or committed comes in. Hey, are you just interested in getting a caravan, or are you committed?
I was so committed.
And
I'm
then
still
you go,
pretty sure Lloyd was like, "Are you sure? We're good. We're good, honey. It's good."
I can still remember the time that when you rung us, and I'm pretty sure, was it the time that we were in I was at Jacobs Creek, or was that the next lot of money? Because I remember you saying, "Oh, I
Oh.
just would love $500 or something to come through," and I said, "The
That was
fuck?
different.
Only 500? Maggie, for goodness sake, 10 times that." And then like the next day you're in the chat and you're like, "Oh my God, you give us a
Yep.
test, Polly," and then here I am with $5,000.
It's just, yeah, when the absolute faith, you just ignore everything and just go, "No, this is it."
It's gonna work. It's gonna happen. It has to, because my name is Polly Hearn, or my name is Maggie Jones, and I'm the
Yep.
fucking creator of my universe, and that's all there is to it.
It's like a game of Monopoly, but with your life. Okay, I've rolled the dice. This is what I want. Okay,
Yep.
poof.
Land on that square. All right, the last question, Mags, is what would you say to somebody that's sitting in your position, or to you back in those days that's sitting on the fence?
Find the person that's going to get you what you want. So for me, I was like, at the time, I thought, no, I want a life coach. I was looking for a life coach. I didn't know that Polly existed, so to speak. And the universe put it in front of me, and I took the opportunity, and here we are. I don't believe that I would be here now where I am with everything I have in anywhere near the speed or the efficiency had I have not worked with you. I might have got some of it on my own. It would have taken a hell of a lot longer. But without having a coach, a guide, a mentor, someone to support me and help me and believe in me and have faith in me and teach me what I needed to know, there's no way I would be here.
And
So
let
you've
you
got to find
don't
that
let you
person.
sit in your shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this, gosh, you can spend a lot of time in self-pity, self-hatred, self-loathing. It does no one any good, and it's not going to get you anywhere where you need to go. So having someone to hold you accountable and go, "Hey, what are you doing? What's doing?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, righto. Okay. Yeah, I know."
Think differently, please.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Mags. Is there anything that you want to add before we do finish this part of the live?
Look, the only thing I would add to all of you, please take the time to do the homework. When I did the original training that I did with Polly, I actually made myself do it. And in just the 5 days that I did it, I saw amazing change. So please do it. And whatever comes after that for you, do it for you and for no one else. Because at the end of the day, you're the only person that's got you. And you've got to love and take care of yourself.
Cool, cool. Thank you, Mags. Thank you.
Thanks
All
so
right,
much. See ya.
thanks, Mags. See you later. Okay, Mags is gone. So Maggie has been my PA now for going on, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. So we sort of know each other left, right, and center, and know what to say to each other when we need to. So, and like she said, nobody can do you. Nobody can do the things that only you can do. So put yourself first and make sure that you do this work so that you can get some of the results that you want. Now, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about me. Back in 2018, I had the very good privilege of reading my father-in-law's eulogy. And it was a turning point in my life, reading his life legacy, his life story. So I'm just putting this table up a bit. Reading his life story, because it made me look at my own life and ask myself, what will my story be? Now, Craig's dad committed suicide back in 2018, and it was because of a story that he didn't like. And because I knew this man so well, because we were so much alike, he worried a lot about what other people would think. So over the 2 weeks or the week or so after his death, the family got together and wrote his story. So I got up at his eulogy and I read it. This man taught me how to love. He taught me unconditional love. I remember one night, because I was mixing medication of depression, I had postnatal depression and alcohol, and I lost my shit. And I abused his wife, I abused my husband, and I abused some other people that were there that night. And I did not want to get out of bed the next morning. I cared so much about what people thought. And when I got out of bed, he just says, "Morning, Paul, how you doing?" And I thought, what the actual? I was not used to people being nice to me. And, you know, I was on a call this morning with some of my WildFit clients, and there was a lady on my WildFit call, and she says, "I'm so not used to somebody giving me encouragement and telling me and loving me for being me." And I thought, I know that so well. I know that so well. The person that you have sitting here in front of you today, this was not me 7 years ago. I was a broken, pretty much beaten person. On the outside, perfect Polly. Everything in order, the house in order, everything looked good. On the inside, I didn't like who I was. The turning point for me now, I'd had a coach for a couple of years, but it never really helped me understand why I did certain things, how to stop them, and then how to figure out what I truly wanted. The turning point was I punched my daughter in the stomach. So this is like 7 years ago. She's 21 now. So yeah, maybe she was 14. I think she was about 13. Now, she had already been drunk at home. She had already, like, if they were all crying out for help, and all I could do was beat up on them, physically and verbally and emotionally. I went to bed most nights and I did not like the person that I was. That's why most nights I was drunk. Because if I could stop feeling the hatred that I felt for myself, maybe things would be easier. But I didn't know how to change. So when I read my father-in-law's eulogy and read his life, and I thought, what would mine be? If I don't change, what would mine be? Mine would be that Polly is a lonely old mole. That if kids don't talk to her, she was divorced after the kids had started school, had a good business. The story would not have been a good one. So I decided to change that. I had no fucking idea how to do it. I had no clue who would help me. I knew the coach that I had was not it, because she was just as angry. So when you know you want to change, what you need always shows up. An opportunity turned up for a paradigm shift with Bob Proctor. Now, I did not know. I used to say paradigm. I did not know that you said paradigm the way that you said it. I said paradigm, and then I was on there and like, oh, paradigm, right? That's a new word. That's how you say that word, right? And so I turned up. Now, this was at stupid o'clock. It would start at 11 o'clock at night until 7 o'clock in the morning. And it went for 3 days. Now, I had my sister's children off for the weekend. So I had 3 kids over, and, or 4 kids, I think we had at the time. She had at the time. And So I was pulling all-nighters and then sleeping most of the day. My husband was dirty. Now, you talk about paradigm coming in to try and stop you from doing the very thing you know is going to help you change your life. Man, I had it going on, and he is cranky. So I had to not sleep and get up and help out with these 4 little kids. And then pull an all-nighter again. Now, I remember sometimes I was falling asleep and then I'd wake back up and watch it. But I wrote, I am going to be a coach for Bob Proctor, and I'm going to help people transform their lives. And I'm going to be a part of his 1% of coaches in the world and be in his inner circle. That's what I wrote. I didn't know what to tell my husband. We ran a business together. But I went to him and I said, honey, I think I've found what I've been looking for. Now, the cost, he said, how much? That's the first question, hey? People ask, how much? I'm like, I don't know. I can't find the price anywhere. I had looked everywhere for the price. I did not have a clue. And I said, but I booked a call. So I'll be talking to him on Tuesday, and I suppose I'll find out the price then. So I had my call on that Tuesday, and they told me the price. And I thought, that's not so bad. Who was I kidding? Anyway, I went downstairs and I said to my husband, okay, I've got the price. And I sort of stuck my head around the door frame. And he says, oh yeah, what are we talking? I said, it's only 30,000, honey. US. And he's like, oh, is that right? And he's straight away, because he's into trading. So his head's straight away into how much it is. And he says, well, guess what? I just sold a heap of shares. And we have I think it was like 46,000 or something back in those days of how much it costs. He said, I just so happened to have that sitting there, Paul, and I'm going to invest in you. And I thought, this man believes in me. I thought, if I can help people feel what I felt that moment, that he said, yes, we'll invest in you, and I'll believe in you, Paul. If I can help people feel that, I know I can help people change their lives. Holy shit, I did not expect to cry. Not for this bit anyway. So that's what I've done. I've made it my mission to see the good in people, to see what they're capable of, to see the potential, to see the spirit of people, and know that they can be, do, or have anything that they want, and to help them do it. So my next task for you is to think about your goal that you chose on Monday, or maybe you chose it on Tuesday, or maybe you're still deciding, but you just know that there's more for you. Commit to it. And if you're serious, and I mean, don't just be interested and we'll just see how much, and we'll just see this, and we'll just see that. If you're committed to change, to accept change and be ready to change, book a call with me. Book a call. And let's see what is holding you back. I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to tell me about your life, and I'm going to look for what it is that's holding you back. And chances are I'm going to find it, and I'm going to tell you what it is. And I'll figure out, and you will figure out if you're really committed, because the things that you have to change sometimes are the most scariest things that you have to do. So like I said, if you're serious about where you're going and what you want in life, book a call. It's in the portal. All you have to do is just go and touch that button and book a call. Now, I want to be honest with you. I'm one person. Okay? I am one person, and I only have like 11 spots, and 2 have already been taken. So there's 9 left. For those that just jump straight in and go, yes, I am committed, I am ready to do whatever it takes, bravo. I will be sending you a gift. But I want to read you something else right now, because I think we have the wrong idea about who we are. and we get so locked into doing things a certain way, even when they're not working. Even like walking down that street and falling in that hole and just keep walking down the same street over and over and over again. What if you stopped and you could walk down a completely different street? That's having a whole different life. What would that mean to you? What would that mean for your legacy? So I'm going to read you this little story out of this book. It's called U Squared. It's from Bryce Pritchett. Now, he is a high velocity coach, and he helps people really, like in business sort of thing. He writes books and stuff about this. And I'm going to read this as if it's me. You can read it and listen to it as if it's you. A true story. I'm sitting in a quiet room at the Millcroft Inn, a peaceful little place back among the pine trees, about an hour out of Toronto. It's just past noon, late July, and I'm listening to the desperate sounds of a life or death struggle going on a few feet away. Polly is a small fly, and she's burning out the last of her short life's energies in a futile attempt to fly through the glass of the window pane. The whining wings tell the poignant story of the fly's strategy. Try harder. But it's not working. The frenzied effort offers no hope for survival. Ironically, the struggle is part of the trap. It is impossible for Polly to try hard enough to succeed at breaking through the glass. Nevertheless, this little insect, little Polly, has staked her life on reaching her goal through raw effort and determination. Polly is doomed. She will die there on the windowsill. Across the room, 10 steps away, the door is open. 10 seconds of flying time, and Polly could reach the outside world she seeks. With only a fraction of the effort now being wasted, she could be free of this self-imposed trap. The breakthrough possibility is there. It would be so easy. Why doesn't Polly try another approach? Something dramatically different? How did she get so locked in on the idea that this particular route and determined effort offer the most promise for success? What logic is there in continuing until death to seek a breakthrough with more of the same? No doubt this approach makes sense to the fly. Regrettably, it's an idea that will kill Polly. Trying harder isn't necessarily the solution to achieving more. It may not offer any real promise for getting what you want out of life. Sometimes, in fact, it's a big part of the problem. If you stake your hopes for a breakthrough on trying harder than ever, you may kill your chances for success. Now, this little book is what I'm sending everybody, the first 5 people that book calls today. Now, don't do it for the book. Don't do it because you might get a prize. Do it because you want to change your life. Do it because you're done with this merry-go-round that you've been on for the last who knows however many years or decades. I was on mine for 44 years. 43. I just turned 50 yesterday. 43 years it took me to stop blaming everybody else and decide that it was me that I had to change. 43 years, and I think 20 of those, well, at least 15 of those, I was in that self-doom prophecy that it was other people, that other people had to change. There is nothing you cannot be, do, or have if you put your mind to it. We've just been taught the wrong idea about who we are, how we do things, and what life's all about. I have a little thing that I say to my kids. You're a Hearn, aren't you? That's our last name, my married name. You got Jeffrey blood running through those veins. Do not let what's going on around you stop you. Do not let the price of whatever stop you from having what you want. Do not let how much work it might be to change your life stop you. If you don't do it now, when will you? You know, most people, like, remember I said they make a decision, oh, I'll do it when the stars align, when all my ducks are lined up in a row. Do you know how hard it is to get ducks lined up in a row? It's a bit difficult. Why wait? What are you waiting for anyway? Somebody's permission? It was the last time I ever asked my husband for permission to do anything. He now thinks I'm a bit of a witch because whatever I decide to do, I end up doing it, and I don't worry about how anything's going to work. I just think, okay, what do I want? Not how, what do I want? He's like, well, whatever she puts her mind to, she creates. Because I've learned this. And the one thing that I need is structure. I like knowing that if I do this and then I do this and then I do this, that I will become an unconscious competent. That was my promise to myself. I am going to follow this to a T. I am going to do what I am asked to do, and I'm going to tick all these boxes, and I'm going to do the things that I'm really fucking afraid of. So if you have not done your live today already, if you haven't done it, now, when I started this live, only 5 people had. If you have not done it yet, get in and do it. Don't do it for the prize. Do it because of how you're going to feel, how amazing you will feel that you've overcome a fear. There's another thing that you can say, I've done that and I can do it again. Those of you that are in the sort of coaching community, start making it a daily practice. Get better at it. Because if you want to coach people, you have to be able to speak to them. Get better at talking. Get better at telling your stories. As a parent, get better at telling stories. Children relate to stories. People relate to stories. Now, we have never been taught, well, I was never taught at school, how to think into the reality that I wanted. How to decide what's a good thought and what's not going to help. And how to then to remove them from my mind, like just take it out and put it over there. That one doesn't work. And no, that one doesn't either. Oh, hang on a moment. That one doesn't either. What? Oh, that's a good one. Let's stay with this one for a bit. Only you can change your life. Now I have one more thing to read you. Now this is a little piece of writing that I don't know who wrote it, but I want you to know there is nothing wrong with you. I used to think I was broken. I used to think that there was something missing in me. This is why I was doing the things that I was doing. There is nothing wrong with you. You just haven't been taught how to think properly. So, hey, God, hello. I'm falling apart. Can you please put me back together? No, I would rather not. But why? Because you aren't a puzzle. What about all the pieces of my life that are falling down onto the ground? Why don't you just let them stay there for a while? They fell off for a reason. Take some time and decide if you need any of those pieces back. But you don't understand. I'm breaking down. No, you don't understand. You are breaking through. What you are feeling are just growing pains. You are shedding the things and the people in your life that are holding you back. You aren't falling apart. You are falling into place. Relax. Take some deep breaths and allow those things you don't need anymore to fall off of you. Quit holding on to the pieces that don't fit you anymore. Let them fall off. Let them go. Once I start doing that, what will be left of me? Sorry, my dog is really excited because my husband's just got home for lunch. Once I start doing that, what will be left of me? Only the very best pieces of you. I'm scared of changing. I keep telling you, you aren't changing. You are becoming. Becoming who? Becoming who I created you to be. A person of light and love and charity and hope and courage and joy and mercy and grace and compassion. I made you for more than the shallow pieces that you have decided to adorn yourself with, that you cling to with such greed and fear. Let those things fall off of you. I love you. Don't change. Become, become, become. Become who I made you to be. I'm going to keep telling you this until you remember it. There goes another piece. Yep, let it be. So I'm not broken? Of course not. But you are breaking like the dawn. It's a new day. Become. And you know, when I first started doing this, some of my things were materialistic. It was handbags and belts and dresses and holidays and these sorts of things. But the biggest thing was the person I became in the process. The person I stopped being and the person I started to becoming. And I'm still getting better and better at it because there's still parts of me that I need to work on. Only way it's not going to happen is if I stop, which is never going to happen. So if you are serious and you're committed to change and being changed and changing your life and changing who you turn up as on a daily basis, book your call and let's have a chat. Let's see if we can figure out what it is that's holding you back. Okay? All right. Now remember, there was only 2 fears that you were born with. Fear of loud noises and a fear of falling. That is it. The rest were gifted to you. Do not worry about the how. You will probably never be able to even figure out the how if I gave it to you. If I told you how it was going to work out for you, you would look at me and go, you have no idea. That is just the biggest load of BS I've ever heard, Polly. And you'd probably screw the piece of paper up and throw it in the bin. And then when it happens that way, you'd be like, holy shit, I'd never have thought that in a million years. You only have this small bit of consciousness of how you think things are going to turn up. You have to allow the universe to show you what it's really capable of. And your job is stay in absolute faith that you can have whatever it is that you want, and you can become the person that you want to become, and you can start to really love yourself and the person that you've become. All right, now tomorrow we are in Zoom. I have a Q&A for you tomorrow. I also have another surprise for you tomorrow. So we're in Zoom at 12 o'clock. So your Zoom link will be in your portal. Okay, go to the portal and the Zoom link will be in there. We'll probably put it in the WhatsApp chat too tomorrow just beforehand. Now, we've got some prizes for people that did lives. I am so proud of all of you guys that have done lives. And for those of you that are still yet to do them, go and do it. Just think. Nobody is going to say anything negative. We are all going to be cheering you on. So get in there and do your live. So day 3, the prizes that I'll be sending out. Now, remember, it doesn't matter if I've had your address for 6 years. You have to go to the administration email and send your address through that email. It is the only way you're going to get your prize. You have to do that. I'm giving you actions to see who are the most intelligent followers. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So day 3, Shay George, Shane Warren, Trin Pinar, Cleta Curley, and Cheryl Asprey. They were the 5 lives that I'd seen before I started this. So Make sure you go in there and send me your address, your physical address. Don't go to any other email address. It's only administration one. So go to that one and send it to us. All right. Have a great day. Have a great evening. For those of you that I'm talking to this afternoon, I look forward to talking to you. Otherwise, I will see you on Zoom.